welcome back in. Today we're going to be discussing Travis Etienne and his 2024 fantasy outlook. Currently, he's being drafted RB8 or 18th overall. Last season was a pretty big improvement over what his 2022 season was. If you go back to 2022, he only averaged 12.1 fantasy points per game and only scored 5 touchdowns. However, we saw a pretty big boost in a lot of key areas. He jumped up in receptions from 35 in 2022 to 58 in 2023. 316 receiving yards in 2022 to 476, and then 5 touchdowns in 2022 to 12 in 2023. And if we were to go back to this time last year, all of the rage was discounting Travis Etienne, saying Tank Bigsby is going to take this job. He is going to be the goal line back. Travis Etienne isn't going to be able to score any touchdowns. And to avoid Travis Etienne, that he's a bust candidate. So many people had him there, and so many people were dead ass wrong because that is not what happened. Tank Bigsby got overhyped. Tank Bigsby was not a great running back prospect coming out. And just because of draft capital, everybody assumed that he was going to take the job of Travis Etienne, and it did not happen. Travis Etienne last year was pretty damn solid for the most part. He ended up with a 75% opportunity share. Only 9 other running backs can say they had a 70+% opportunity share within their own offense. He averaged 15.7 carries, 4.3 targets per game. He was also good as a runner, 4th in evaded tackles, 17th in explosive run rate, well as his pass catching work was good. He was top 20 in yards per out run. He was 10th in yard route participation, 14th in target share last year. Now, there was a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde with the season where he averaged 20 plus fantasy points over the first 8 weeks of the season. And over the second half, he ended up dropping off to about 15 fantasy points per game. Not terrible, but it also just kind of hurt you a little bit down the stretch because he had some really bad games over that stretch where he just didn't come through. But we could say that about their entire offense last year. That entire offense cratered due to injuries to Trevor Lawrence. We also had injuries to Christian Kirk. We also had injuries to Zay Jones. This offense just wasn't as good over the last 8 weeks of the season. And I just think that overall, this offense should be better this year. Christian Kirk is obviously back, but they lost Calvin Ridley. They added Brian Thomas in the first round, wide receiver from LSU. They also signed Gabe Davis. So I do think this offense should be better this year, more explosive, which I think is only going to help Travis Etienne. Now, this offensive line isn't great. Heading into 2024, PFF ranks them as the 23rd overall offensive line, and it is a little bit disappointing considering how much draft capital they have spent into this offensive line as of late. Now they will need big improvements from Anton Harrison, who ranks 67th among 81 tackles, and Cam Robinson, who ranks 46th. This offensive line definitely needs improvement. They did add Mitch Morris from Buffalo, who should be an upgrade over what they had last year at center. But still, this offensive line isn't going to be one. I think it's going to be like some top 10 unit by the end of the year. Overall, I think there's a lot to like with Travis Etienne this year. I like him more than some of the players that are going around him. I prefer him to Kyron Williams. I prefer him to Derrick Henry. Both of these guys are gaining way more buzz than Travis Etienne is. Travis Etienne is in a very good spot here this year. This offense is going to be very similar. We're still not worried about Tank Bigsby. Tank Bigsby was so bad last year. So bad last year. Now, remember, Travis Etienne is still only 25 years old. He is more than capable of handling a big workload. We saw it last year, and I don't think anything's going to change all that much this year. I could see a little bit of a reduction in workload just because, to worry about keeping him fresh, keeping him a little bit more healthy, being a little bit more efficient on a week-to-week basis. But still, Travis Etienne is a very good draft pick at current cost. If you're bypassing running back in the first round because you're getting a wide receiver, I think being able to get Travis Etienne in the middle of the second round, I am perfectly okay with that. Like I've said, I would take him over Derrick Henry. I would take him over Kyron Williams. I just think he is somebody that just nobody's all that excited about. And for somebody, like I said, that finishes the RB3 last year, it's kind of blasphemy. Let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts on Travis Etienne heading into 2024. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.